flipping back the calendar to highlight yesteryear's finest while exploring the vast archives in cinema history. This is the Movie Review Rewind podcast on Nashville Movie Dispatch. Welcome back for another episode of Movie Review Rewind right here on Nashville Movie Dispatch. I'll be your host for the show, the EIC at Sobros Network, Big Natural Stoney Keeley. You can follow me on Twitter at Stoney Keeley. Actually, I need to update my copy here because I'm at Stoney Keeley on pretty much everything now. Like, I think at Sobros Network is only on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter these days.
That's probably right.
But I'm at Stoney Keeley on TikTok, Instagram, all that. I mean, you just like search Stoney Keeley, I'm going to pop up. So
Yeah. You have a distinct name, so that usually works.
The benefit of that, yeah. So that other lovely voice you hear, he is my co-host for Movie Review Rewind. He is a board member of the Music City Film Critics Association. He is a member of the Southeastern Film Critics Association. And he's our resident film critic here at Nashville Movie Dispatch. Mr. Big Shot himself, Brandon Vick. Brandon, happy midsummer to you.
Happy midsummer, just like that Ari Aster movie.
That's what. Hey,
That's
we
what
should
you're
do
talking
that.
about?
We should do a Movie Review Rewind episode on that.
Have you ever seen it?
And no, I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
It's something.
We'll send it. We'll get McCash on for that one too.
Oh man, he loves.
His
I
favorite
think he just loves
filmmaker.
A24, and I think he loves Ari Aster.
Yeah. So, I for one am very happy to be talking about this movie at this time of year because this feels like the old school quintessential summer blockbuster.
Yeah, it feels right.
And we'll talk about this to kind of cap the show tonight because I think it does. This trip down memory lane does pose a question about why don't they make movies like this anymore? And we'll talk about that later. But for just a dose of nostalgia, I really enjoyed watching this movie.
Oh yeah,
I do think it's one, and we're talking about True Lies from 1994, or 1994. True Lies.
Yeah.
American action comedy film written, directed by James Cameron, stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, Bill Paxton's in this as well.
Mm-hmm. I love Bill Paxton in this.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Entertainment value at its peak from James Cameron. Also kind of an outlier in Cameron's filmography, but
I know, and I kind of wish, and I don't think I'm the only one. Where like I kind of wish Cameron would go back to this kind of stuff.
At least like do another movie like this.
Yeah, and
he's sold his soul for Avatar.
And we should say we do have a podcast about Jim Cameron because the new Avatar came out in December.
Yeah, that's on the Vix Flix podcast.
Yep,
Search Nashville Movie Dispatch. You can find it.
If you want to check that out, but I kind of would like to see him kind of see what he can do on like a lower budget. You know, doesn't have to be. I mean, the scale he's been working at from Titanic on is in basically Titanic and Avatar movies.
Yeah,
I mean,
which is crazy to think like. Back in 94, True Lies was actually made on $100 million, but that is small budget compared to, what
they
James Cameron
to Cameron now.
usually does.
And I think he's the only director to have 4 consecutive movies pass $1 billion.
Man, that's crazy.
But it's also crazy because it's Titanic, and then the other 3 are or I shouldn't say just, but they're the Avatar movies.
Yeah.
And so I would like to kind of see him scale it back and kind of do something like this. I mean, what can he do with a budget of just $100 million these days?
Ain't that the truth?
He's doing something about Hiroshima, and he even made a comment during his press stuff with Avatar, like, it may not make any money, but he's going to do it.
He's going to do it, yeah. Well, respect for that.
Yeah. Well, he's also what is that, the meme? I don't know if it's a meme, but where he basically is like lighting money on fire. So I feel like he could get the money and just be like, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll just see what we got.
You're probably right. Speaking of old episodes of the Vix Flicks podcast, we also did an episode on Jamie Lee Curtis and her filmography. Really underrated career. Has some really good stuff in her filmography. And
did you see Ella McKay?
I did not. No.
Okay.
I saw A Fish Called Wanda, though.
Yeah, me too.
That was great.
She's great. And she's great in True Lies. She really is. Yeah. But
between those two conversations, we kept talking about True Lies. Like True Lies keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Where it's like, man, like that was a good, fun movie.
It is.
And that's kind of what inspired us to say, all right, you know what? Let's sit down with this movie.
Let's have a real conversation
let's hash it out and talk about all the things that we liked about this, because I do think that it is kind of an interesting relic of a moment in time when these sort of original blockbuster movies were still made and people still went to see them. Yeah. And I don't know, like, if it's a lost art, if it's just like the times have changed or what, but True Lies kind of feels like a bucket of nostalgia for 90s films. To me, watching this was like, this is a quintessential 90s film. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it kind of dates back to like when movie stars could carry a movie.
Yeah.
And so Arnold is, not that Jamie Lee Curtis is not a star, but Arnold is a big movie star in the 90s. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure where Tom Arnold is in the 90s. I'm not sure where he's at now.
Well,
because he also did a movie called The Stupids. So
I'll tell you this, Tom Arnold has a friend in college football because he reported that Nick Saban was interested in the New York Giants job back in like 2015.
Oh, see there?
I know this because I wrote an article about him saying that, and Tom Arnold found the article
that's right.
and tweeted at me, "Good luck to you guys.
That was one of the celebrity.
This is very funny. Good luck to you guys. Wish you well. Also, what I said was 100% true." So that's
but he makes a great sidekick.
He
in
does.
True Lies. Arnold is Arnold. I really like him in this movie. I don't think it's not really necessarily a different version of Arnold, but I think he fits right in, sort of like with Terminator movies. James Cameron shapes the movie around him, and it really works. Some of his the best stuff has Cameron attached to it.
I will say I think there's a layer to Arnold in this that it's almost very self-aware. It feels like I think some of the one-liners, like "next time, duck," was like.
Yeah.
There's these like funny little one-liners throughout the film that kind of acknowledge, okay, well, we know what Arnold is, and we're just having a little bit of fun here, and the audience is kind of in on the action as well. In a way, it is kind of that quintessential, we're not taking this too seriously here. We know everybody's here to have fun, so we're just going to lean into that. And I think that's where this kind of differed from a lot of his other action stuff, like not the purposeful comedies that he had done, but the action stuff is kind of like we've reached a new level. So here's a little variety in his game.
And things have changed since with Terminator and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but this is just like your quintessential stellar action movie that's also fun. It is the action comedy. Like it is it's a bona fide action comedy. And Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't know if she's overlooked because I'm sure Arnold's the first thing you think of, but I tell you what, she goes toe to toe.
She's my favorite in this movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's personally my favorite part of it because I just don't think she's been able to show that side of her up to that point. I also don't think a lot of action movies, especially in the 90s, even give women characters this type of role.
Yeah.
And to be in the thick of it, especially when you're shoulder to shoulder with, inarguably the biggest action star of his day.
Yeah, I agree. So we've talked a little bit about Arnold's filmography before and True Lies kind of being I don't want to say it was like the beginning of the end or anything, but looking at it, at his filmography, True Lies might have been the peak before things started to kind of started to come back down. I'm curious what you think about where this fits in his filmography in terms of his acting and more than just, swinging a gun around and shooting. Like, I kind of feel like this is the best of both worlds, where we get a little bit of the tough guy Arnold, but then maybe we do get a little bit of that Jingle All the Way Arnold in there well.
Well, his comedy instincts show a little more in this. Like he really does, and I can't really. I feel like this might be one of, if not the first sort of example of him really sharing the screen and other people kind of getting their moments and not really hogging up the, really what sticks out is, Bill Paxton I love.
Yeah.
But Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, they all get their moments in there, but that also could be, again, a credit to Cameron as well.
Right after True Lies, also in 1994 is when Junior came out.
Well, okay. There you go.
Then
that's him pregnant, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eraser was in 1996. I don't think I ever saw
thought that
Eraser.
was a good movie. I'm sure it may not be, just like when you guys found out Collateral Damage.
Yeah. Jingle All the Way. Listen.
Classic. It's stupid.
I watch it every year, but I hold it in same regard as Hocus Pocus. Like, it is a good piece of nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie.
No, but it does make me miss toy stores.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? And then 99 or 97, he was Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin. 99 was End of Days, which I don't I don't.
It wasn't great.
Don't quite remember. And then we're starting to get into the early 2000s, Collateral Damage, which was a major blow to his star power.
Yeah. But then he went into politics and became governor.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking back with the benefit of hindsight, you look at True Lies in 94, and I think, man, that might have been the last time that he was the big draw in a film.
That's
and it was
fair.
that quintessential.
And especially like with the cast and director and everything aligning.
Yeah.
I would say so.
I looked up Tom Arnold's filmography while we were talking,
Good.
and you could have given me a million guesses, and I would not have gotten how many movies he's been in. Right? Because, I mean,
I'm not saying movies.
I'm not saying it's anything.
Someone filmed something and put it out.
But he has. I think he's been in probably 70 movies. More than that, maybe.
I bet you 80% of them no one's ever heard of.
True Lies.
I've heard of that one.
I've heard of Coneheads.
Yep, heard of that one.
And that's one I used to be when I was a kid. I was terrified of the Coneheads. I have to go back
it's an
and
old SNL
watch that.
Skit with.
Oh, he's just that's just an uncredited role. He's not even in that. You mentioned The Stupids.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Remember that one.
Apparently, no, that's an uncredited
What's
role.
that?
As
Carpool.
Well.
I remember Carpool.
Carpool was 96.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Big Bully.
Oh yeah, with Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
I remember that one.
Yeah. So
far so good.
I don't know any of the. He was in Exit Wounds.
Okay.
Don't remember that one.
You don't remember him in it. You remember the movie.
I don't remember.
Surely.
Yeah, I don't remember him in it. Cradle to the Grave. He was in.
Okay, so really DMX stuff he was really into.
Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Okay.
He had a cameo in that.
Okay, as himself?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Soul Plane, Mr. 3000. Mr. 3000 was also a cameo as himself.
All right, well, that's all right.
He had a cameo as himself in Kicking and Screaming.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. I
take it all back. Still a big star.
Any of these movies whatsoever. Not to just.
I do remember him in Soul Plane. I mean, not that it's a good movie, but I do remember him in it. Yeah. I don't really remember him in Kicking and Screaming, though.
So Tom Arnold, just a delight in this film.
Right.
I mean, he's got a little bit of the dad jokes. One of the ones I wrote down was when his daughter is wearing a helmet in the kitchen, and he just looks at her and says, "Boy, I remember the first time I was shot out of a cannon."
Yeah.
I also
the cannon joke.
liked the exchange with him and Arnold when Arnold says Helen's having an affair, and Tom Arnold's character just says, "Welcome to the club, buddy." At one point,
but he's like firing these off, like it
Yeah,
really almost.
it's
And
very quippy.
And I don't know if all of that was written or not, but Tom Arnold does bring that different kind of energy to Arnold's thing, and it's sort of like, in a way, it's kind of the role that like Sinbad plays in Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. He also says at one point, "What kind of sick bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?" It's like there's just little like one-liners throughout this film that are fantastic.
Yeah.
This movie is, by the way, in the Guinness Book of World Records. Do you know what for?
Oh.
It is the first movie ever made with $100 million budget.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
True Lies from 1994 holds that
Wow.
distinction. Let's talk about...
James Cameron really has been...
He's got that thing on him.
He has just like...
keeps that
there's
thing
no
on him.
amount that is too much for him. I'm sure
Absolutely.
Titanic's budget ended up breaking that budget, and Avatar's budget, and visual effects broke that other budget that the record that he set.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing his thing.
He has. Let's talk about Jamie Lee Curtis a little bit, because I do kind of feel like she's the heart and soul of this movie.
She truly is.
She wins the Golden Globe this year.
And a lot of people say that should have been an Oscar-nominated performance. And honestly, I don't know the other people in it, but there's enough in there. But I think it's at a time where critics, Academy and stuff, they're not taking them seriously. It's an entertainment thing more than a critical thing. Not that like critics didn't like it, but I just mean I don't think they just take it seriously.
She wins Best Actress, Musical or Comedy, beating out Gina Davis in Speechless, Andy McDowell in Four Weddings and a Funeral, Shirley MacLaine in Guarding Tess, and Emma Thompson in Junior.
Oh, damn, Emma Thompson. Good for Emma Thompson.
So I found
I don't
Jamie
think
Lee
any
Curtis,
of those women actually won the Oscar that year. It must have been in
I'd have to look
the
at
drama.
the
Wait a
drama
minute.
category.
Was that supporting actress?
That was Best Actress,
Oh yeah,
Musical or
then
Comedy.
drama must have won that year.
So I felt like Jamie Lee Curtis played Helen with a touch of playfulness, with the restlessness that you'd expect from someone in her position. But she's funny, she's grounded, but then when she needs to be, she can be over the top. It really felt like in this movie, with so much around it being a little over the top, she kind of added a more human element to the film as well.
Oh yeah, and I can guarantee this movie would not be what it is without her.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you, and I believe this is right, this is the Oscars of 1995 for 1994.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure all of the people you mentioned in that comedy category did not get an Oscar nomination.
Who was in the field that year?
It was Jessica Lange for Blue Sky, which I've never seen.
Okay.
Jodie Foster for Nail. Miranda Richardson for Tom and Viv, I've never seen. Winona Ryder for Little Women. And Susan Sarandon for The Client.
Who won it that year?
Jessica Lange won for Blue Sky, which
okay.
again, I've never seen.
Oh, we might have to add that to the rotation.
But that involved a Bullets Over Broadway and Pulp Fiction and The Client and Nail and all of those. But yeah, that is really something. Pulp Fiction was a big deal. Red, Quiz Show, Forrest Gump. That was kind of what you were looking at. But yeah, sorry, did you say she did win the...
She won it.
She won the Golden Globe.
for Best Actress, Musical or Comedy at the Golden Globes. So
okay, all right, well,
an
good.
award-winning performance for Jamie Lee Curtis.
And I think she didn't she win for A Fish Called Wanda too? I feel like she's got a few Golden Globes.
The Golden Globe, maybe. I know, like her only Oscar win was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That was her first Oscar nomination.
She nominated too.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't even catch that.
yeah.
Yeah. She might have been nominated for a Golden Globe for A Fish Called Wanda.
I feel like she has. I can look it up. We can continue.
Yeah, so I will say, oh wait, no, it's right here. List of awards and nominations received. The Golden Globes, where are we at? Here we go. She was nominated for A Fish Called Wanda.
But she didn't win?
But she did not win.
Okay.
So she did win for True Lies. She was nominated in 2004 for Freaky Friday.
Oh, wow. Well, she was nominated for a SAG for True Lies.
How about that?
So no wonder they thought she might get that Oscar nomination.
Yeah. I forgot how good she was in The Last Showgirl.
I liked her.
Yeah. I don't know about that movie, but I liked her in it.
She won. Oh, she actually won. So she was a Golden Globe winner before, but it was actually a thing called Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series called Anything But Love with Richard Lewis.
Mm.
And apparently she was nominated in 90. Her first one was A Fish Called Wanda. She lost. Won in 90. Got nominated again in 92. Same thing. Won for True Lies. And then, and she actually even got nominated in 2016 for Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series for Scream Queens. Never saw it. And by the way, she lost for Everything Everywhere All at Once at Golden Globes.
That's crazy.
But she ended up obviously winning. But yeah.
So I keep kind of coming back to True Lies being a little over the top, but
yeah.
I think it's one of those films that just kind of forces you to suspend disbelief a little bit.
Sure.
Or you're just going to turn the movie off.
Yeah.
You got to vibe with it or not.
Yeah. But isn't that how most Arnold movies are, really?
Well, touche. That's a fair point. I jotted down a couple of scenes that exemplify this.
Okay,
that kind of made me chuckle, but you've got Tom Arnold, who bless his heart, he's not the thinnest man.
No.
But he's standing behind skinny ass light posts on the street, dodging bullets. So
yeah,
that made me.
It was bound to like clip his belly button or something.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
The scene where Jamie Lee Curtis's character drops the gun and it rolls down the stairs and just starts firing, and it just happens to kill all of the bad guys.
Yeah.
That was a pretty fun one.
But I will say, and to your point, I think it's about being self-aware, and the movie knows what it is. And so that's part of its shtick. And so you're right in disbelief, but I don't think it's out of place in this type of type of movie at all.
The fact that Arnold's character is using government resources to stalk his wife is
that is questionable. And I think there's even hints of it in the movie that maybe we should be using our time more wisely. Yeah, that's fair.
People say action movies aren't very creative anymore, or aren't very creative in general, but I mean, you watch Arnold on horseback running down a guy on a motorcycle through a hotel.
Yeah.
And I see that and I'm thinking about how they're finding creative ways to put these characters in unusual spots. Like
he's John Wick before John Wick.
At one point, he tries to run this horse off the roof.
Yeah.
He's going to make the jump to another building. But I don't know if that's not some aim for the bushes kind of energy. If you remember that scene from The Other Guys.
I think Arnold can do anything in the 90s. It doesn't matter. He can get pregnant.
That's true.
Him and Danny DeVito can be twins.
Just ask Junior. Ask Junior. For as silly as all that sounds, I actually thought it had an endearing quality in this movie because, like I said, it's a product of the time. So, for me, as a late 80s kid, you and I were both born in 86. Like, this coming out in 1994, I didn't watch it when I was 8 years old, but it just kind of brought back memories of the times when, like, you could just kind of go to the movie for a blockbuster, a big movie star, and just kind of zone out, space out, have a little bit of fun with it. But
yeah, and I think this was really kind of different for Jamie Lee Curtis too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think in 94 really knew who she was because, I hadn't seen Halloween yet. So, like, I'm starting to wonder, like, was that the first time, like, I saw Jamie Lee Curtis? Because, I know I hadn't seen A Fish Called Wanda,
I hadn't
any
even
of the
thought about
Halloween or the, prom queen.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, like, maybe this was, and may I say, and I don't know if this is in your notes or not, but that scene that I feel like, even if you haven't seen it, you know about that one where she doesn't know it's him and she does her dance. It really does deliver. It
does. Still to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, that is something for sure. That scene was.
I haven't seen anything that sexy from her since those yogurt commercials.
That's right. That's exactly where I was gonna go. Like, we should have known.
Activia.
We should have known that she had that fastball, but she did. She had her fastball.
Yeah, and the fact that that's a nice balance with her character.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they do it, that's what I mean. I give kudos to Cameron because I still think that's one of her best roles.
Yeah, I agree. Man, what would we? Do you remember where we landed? Did we do a Jamie Lee Curtis Mount Rushmore? Because I hadn't seen True Lies at the time we did that episode.
I don't know if we did one for her.
But I think it's A Fish Called Wanda. It's
True Lies. Everything Everywhere
All at Once.
I think so. And I think I said Halloween. I know I said Halloween on top of that. So yeah, I think we did. It was probably something like that.
Yeah. So really good stuff.
But you haven't seen Ella McKay.
Haven't seen Ella McKay.
Okay.
I'm still just thinking about that dance scene. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. And isn't it where, and I don't know why, and I even kind of remember this now, like even before we rewatched it, but like, isn't it like water from like a plant, like vase, and like she slicks her hair back? I don't know why I always remember that, but she delivers. And then it's funny because Arnold, but see, that's Arnold playing into it because he drops the recorder thing because he's never seen his wife in this light.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is about relationships and marriage.
That's the side of it. That's the side of it that like makes me feel like this is actually really a love story disguised as an action movie. There's a romance
in there, absolutely.
Yeah,
Tom Arnold, he has to be loved.
Yeah, for sure. I think for as silly and over the top as this movie can be at times, the stunt work in True Lies is actually something that's like,
oh yeah,
holy shit! You watch the bridge blowing up scene, the scene with the jet, the entire like ending of the film, and you're just like, okay, there's your $100 million, buddy.
Yeah.
That's
but it's money well
stuff.
spent. Which in this day and age with action movies, no, I don't even know if anyone can say that. I mean, I think of The Gray Man, and I think basically Russo brothers outside of Marvel is like it's a waste of money.
So this actually was nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars that year.
Oh, it should.
Do you know what it lost out to?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Yeah. But you know what else was nominated? A movie we talked about a month ago with our buddy Brett, The Mask.
Oh, well, see, that makes sense. What visual I guess it was meeting past presidents that were dead and drinking Dr. Peppers?
Yeah, I don't know. I do. That's a good...
I mean, Forrest Gump did sweet. I mean, it won like everything. So, I mean, that's not... But I'm not sure about visual effects. But I do think a lot of that probably does come from a lot of scenes that I mean, honestly, maybe I didn't know they were visual effects.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
We might have to rewatch Forrest Gump.
I think of The Mask and True Lies, and I'm like, I
get that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you.
I get the nomination, and I'm kind of wondering why one of those lost. But
yeah, well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. True Lies was generally well received by critics, but it was kind of in the you should know what you're in for kind of sense.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine. Like if we establish those parameters up front, and I'm not going into True Lies expecting John Wick, then I'm good with it. And I really did kind of vibe with this movie.
But I don't think it's like the dumb, mindless entertainment.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think
we just talked about
disbelief, but
the heart, the love story in it.
Yeah, there's a real story here. And
Tom Arnold standing behind skinny ass light posts, dodging bullets.
Right. And I think that's what really works. Like it still kind of stands the test of time, and you can kind of see the progression of Cameron from Terminator, and even when he did Aliens, because Aliens is more considered of like, that's when it became an action horror movie.
Yeah.
If anybody has not seen that, it is great, but the change in it, and I mean, this is just leads to, you know, Kathy Bates and Billy Zane on a boat.
There we go.
This is what it's about.
True Lies did face some controversy at the time it was released because of its portrayal of quote-unquote terrorists promoting anti-Arab sentiment at the time. And then there was actually a True Lies sequel in the works at one point, but they canceled it because of the changing perception of terrorism post 9/11. They kind of got into it and were like, you know what? Don't know that we can really do a movie about terrorism anymore. Feelings have changed. I don't know if there's ever been any discussion of picking that sequel back up and maybe tweaking it to be a little different.
What if we got one in like 2028 and Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, and Arnold?
Man. I mean, I would be up for
there.
that. I would be game.
I would love to see it, but you know what's going to happen, and I just don't, and I think it's inevitable. They are going to have to cast some younger person
it's
to be in it.
It's going to be a reboot?
No, I mean, like, even if you brought all that cast back, like, none of them would be the leads.
It's Arnold and Jamie's
It would be like
son.
Jacob Elordi. and yeah,
like
I just
Frankenstein's monster.
Right.
Excuse me.
Well,
fuck, I never do that.
So, but
Jacob Elordi is
wouldn't that be something to see them do it? But it wouldn't be the same. And honestly, James Cameron probably wouldn't do it.
I'm curious your take on this, because this kind of feels like one of those standalone moment in time kind of movies. I've said that on the show earlier. This is one, I don't know if I'd call it lightning in a bottle, but this is one that kind of like The Goonies and The Sandlot. Like, I don't know that I want a reboot of True Lies.
Yeah, well, it speaks to the time it was made in. And also you think about where everybody is at in their career.
Yeah.
You can't replicate that. And I'm actually glad, how do I say this? You can't say I'm glad 9/11 happened, since that stopped the sequel.
You could just simply say, I'm glad they didn't get to the sequel.
I'm glad it is what it is. And even if they ever tried it again, I don't think you would get Cameron alone. I don't think would be interested in doing something like that again. But I don't know. Maybe I kind of would like to see Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis maybe do something.
I would be
By
seated.
the way,
I would be seated for
their
it.
careers have kind of like switched. Like,
they have.
He's aged out, and she is an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
This movie was a massive success. This thing made
an AI Bill Paxton.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
This movie made $378 million at the box office.
James Cameron rolls in money.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you think about like how bold it had to have been in the early 90s to be like, give me green light a budget of $100 million. And then he backs this shit up when it goes to the box office, he brings them back almost 4 times what they paid.
I want a new meme where he's just wiping his like wet dick with money.
I thought you were going to say ass.
No.
But wet dick, okay, that works too.
No, his dripping.
So I went back through the last 20 years on Box Office Mojo.
Okay.
And was kind of looking for movies like this.
Box Office Mojo is still alive.
Still, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's owned by IMDb now.
Never
I think
mind.
it's technically IMDb Pro.
Yeah.
Or I think it's Box Office Mojo owned by IMDb or something like
IMDb
that.
lets you know who's the boss.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So I was kind of just poking through looking for movies that had made over $100 million that were kind of these original, like, funny action comedy kind of things.
Now, how far did you go? Like, where did you start from? And what, like you said, 20 years.
I started, well, it was 2025 when I wrote the notes for this show.
Okay,
so I went back to 2005.
Okay.
Just kind of looking for, like,
got it.
Okay, how many of these types of movies have been
I see.
successful at the
I
box
see.
office.
I see. Not from the 90s. We're kind of starting in early 2000s. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I looked back to 2024. The Fall Guy had a pretty successful box office run.
It
but
kept running a little bit. Yep.
even that was just 181 million.
Mm.
The Other Guys, would you count that?
Oh.
2010's The Other Guys,
Yeah,
kind
why
of
not?
similarly, it made 170 million.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't know about this one. I jotted it down. I didn't actually go look it up. I was just like, I don't know about that one. Was Mr. and Mrs. Smith an original, or was that a remake of something? I feel like it was a remake of a really old movie, but I didn't know for sure, so I jotted it down.
Somewhat of a remake, but like a loosely based. Like I do think it is based on some material, but I don't think it was ever done in that way.
Since I forgot to do that before we actually started recording, I'm just going to do it right now.
I personally don't like to live in a world of facts.
Yeah. So let's see.
But I'm pretty sure there was some type of Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing.
Yeah, it doesn't say so on the Wikipedia page.
Okay, well then,
so
totally
that would
original.
Be of the
Brad
last
Pitt and Angelina Jolie wrote it.
Of the last 20.
That was a badass movie back then. We should do that one. I haven't seen that in years and years.
We could do a drinking with on it. It's 2005.
Oh, that would be a good one. And we could get into like how he maybe cheated on Jennifer Aniston, because that's where him and Angelina Jolie met. And now, they got divorced and the kids, they don't like Brad Pitt.
Yep. So no, I think this is
okay.
Yeah, no, this is this is in Mr. and Mrs. Smith in 2005. Yeah, it is based on oh damn it, I just had it. The director, hold on. Summit Entertainment had purchased screenwriter Simon Kinberg's spec script, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, with Weed Road Pictures slated to produce. He had written and sold the screenplay while working as a grad student. He had the idea for the screenplay after listening to a couple of his friends who went to marriage therapy.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, so I think Mr. and Mrs. Smith is probably the closest we've come to True Lies.
That's true.
In the last 20 years.
Oh, that's a good example, though.
487 million at the box office for Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Wow.
But it was the same kind of thing, like action comedy. You had star power, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. But it just kind of goes to show you how films in this bucket are so few and far between. Why do you think that is? Why do you think these kind of movies don't get made as often anymore?
I just have a quick question about that Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Did you ever watch the show?
No, I heard it was good, but I never did.
It with Donald Glover and forgive me, I forgot the actress. She is great in it. And I don't guess they're doing a second season with them, but it was really good. I was very impressed by it.
Let me reframe my question I just asked you, because people, they make plenty of these kind of movies these days. Why do you think it is that people don't go to these types of movies anymore?
Well, I think sometimes they're just...
Would True Lies be just straight to streaming in 2026?
Well, that's tough, because then, you got to change the cast, because the cast is not what that used to be. The director is famous, but like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis technically would be the biggest name, considering everything she's done.
Well, I just mean if they...
But yes, I do. Yes, I think just take the movie as it is. Yes, I think that it could easily have a big red N in the corner, and it streams in March.
You mentioned The Gray Man earlier in this podcast, and that's kind of what it reminds me of.
And you're talking about Gosling and Chris Evans, and I don't know.
It's like they took a swing, and it didn't have the same kind of impact.
Do you want to talk about The Electric State that also spent hundreds of millions of dollars? With Chris Pratt?
I never saw that,
and it's not good.
I don't plan on it.
So, I think part of it is the industry's changed.
Yeah.
Right. But also movies like this have been, it's been repetitive for who knows how long. But if you don't have the vision and you don't have that chemistry and you don't have a little bit of that story that lets you kind of fall into it and lets you, go with the characters and you can laugh at them and it's good action, it is it's a tough thing. I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a great example. Those were two of the biggest movie stars of their time. And I mean, I think Angelina has kind of gone down a different path, and I think Brad Pitt is still probably one of the last real movie stars. Him and
I'd say Leo.
I'd say him, Leo. Tom Cruise still brings it.
Tom Cruise, yeah.
And I guess because he's fresh on my mind because I've been seeing a lot of stuff about him lately, even though his movie came out in March. But Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
There's faces on there that can still do it, right? Mm-hmm, and I think there's an argument about Timothée Chalamet too. But stuff like True Lies has been done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It's really just kind of an approach and execution, because if you can't get that stuff right, you can have really popular people in a movie.
Yeah. And
we know that what we would say is it was a waste of talent is what it was. And True Lies is I mean, definitely not that.
Fair enough.
But I think that's what it is. But I also think that there's a lot of these quote unquote action movies that are just released everywhere from all the streaming stuff. So then the ones that do make it into theaters, even those are hit or miss. And, it's just not a guarantee anymore. And we've also, we've been exposed to so much that you kind of forget when things were like actually like, oh, that was good. And, oh, that was entertaining. That was enjoyable. And, there's a lot of shit out there that you can't say that about.
Well said. Listen, we're at the end of my notes. That's a great place for us to cap this episode.
I think so. Also, kudos to us. We didn't talk about the weather at once.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like we just jumped right in. This was.
I hope our audience appreciates it.
This is a good.
We'll try it again.
No more of the grumpy old men sitting on the porch. We're just right down to brass tacks.
Yeah. I'm glad we did this one, and I'm glad, rewatching it for this, and when we did the James Cameron thing. I think people of a certain age don't really appreciate certain movies like this, and I wish they would go back and watch it, because this is how it's done.
Yeah.
And no matter how many years since then, people have either been trying to be like them, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't matter how much money, how much visual effects. That's not what it's all about.
Yeah, well said. Do you have
I'll be back.
Do you have a star rating for True Lies? I don't know if I've rated it on Letterboxd.
Yeah, well, I don't rate the old ones for some reason.
I'm gonna look now, because I think this would be like 3.5 with a heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know if I have this in my physical collection. I need to look.
Did they make a 4K of True Lies? I think they did a year or two ago.
Is that right?
I'm pretty sure.
Man,
I think that's one of it's been pretty recent, but I think there's a 4K of it.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, it's a solid action pick. It's funny, and it is romantic, and it does. I think a lot of these like really memorable action movies always have. It's not just about the action. I feel like John Wick still has that emotional element to it, but they did take it to another level. But something like this with True Lies. You've got, and again, Bill Paxton's character really adds to it. Like, there's a lot going on within besides just like the big, like, oh, we have to get the bad guys.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic movie, and I think it's a highlight for Cameron, Arnold, Jamie Lee Curtis, and I guess Tom Arnold.
I mean, I don't know what Tom Arnold has done that's better than. I don't mean this to be
Roseanne.
A shot at Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
I don't know that what he's done in his career that's better than True Lies.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never seen any of his comedy, so I don't know like what that's all about. And I know he did the sports show that was really good.
Oh yeah, he did.
That's where it's at for me. Like,
yeah, I forgot about that.
The sports talk show was pretty fun.
Yeah, is that what was it called?
True Lies, I think he was the best damn sports show.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, all right.
So like that True Lies. I mean, listen, we're laughing. I hope that I contribute.
Listen, he's
something
been doing
to
his thing forever.
To pop culture history that Tom Arnold did.
Yeah.
But that's where it's at for me. It's either the sports show or True Lies.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, he was working with one. I mean, he was working with a legend who is wiping his drippy dick with money. I think that means a lot. In the 90s especially. So
I think that's our cue.
Yeah,
I think
no,
that's
no.
our cue
Yeah,
on
no.
1994's True Lies. He's Brandon. I'm Stoney. You can find all of our work at Nashville Movie Dispatch. That's nashvillemoviedispatch.substack.com. Thanks for listening for another episode of the Movie Review Rewind podcast. We will be back next month where we will be talking about 1974's Blazing Saddles. We'll see you then. But until next time, you stay classy, moviegoers.